Everyone, welcome back to the Signal Chain podcast. This is me talking about tech and audio and, whatever I feel like. And this is my good friend Bryson. He is a photographer in the St. Louis area. He does amazing work. Logan's in the chat. Logan knows him. Bryson, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
What's going on? My name is Bryson. As Caleb said, I am a certified grade A friend. Grass-fed.
Free,
no,
or was it free roam or
yeah,
free
cage-free, USDA grade A. No. So I'm a photographer based out of St. Louis, Southern Illinois, Central Illinois, basically wherever. Wherever there's a lot of corn, I guess, is where I end up shooting a lot. I have an 8-foot vertical leap, size 18 shoe, and I mostly shoot weddings and portraits, and oftentimes I also go on trips with some friends, mainly just one friend, my buddy Steven, and we also do a bunch of landscape and wildlife photography there. So basically just shooting whatever I can get in front of. I've also got 2 dogs and a beautiful wife.
Awesome. Yeah, that was good. I know we'll bring up later that's actually what I did our game about tonight is actually about national parks, so we'll see how you do. It's just a little trivia.
Oh no. Okay, I'm ready.
It's okay. You'll learn, I'll learn, it'll all be good.
Okay, perfect. I'm excited. Dude, how are you doing? What's going on in your life right now?
Right now, I'm on the job hunt right now.
Yep.
I stepped away from my previous job, and that's kind of what's been going on. And I've been doing this, which is cool. So this has been going on for 2 weeks now. I took a break for Christmas. Family went down to Florida, so that was pretty good. And yeah, that was really restful. Awesome to get away. And I think I'm just feeling stuck inside, kind of like everybody else right now. So
I was telling you before the stream, but I will always appreciate anyone making anything. And like the more like obviously being on the job hunt is not an ideal place to be, but like a lesser man would just sit there and sit on his hands. But like you're making things, even if it's just a podcast with some buddies, you're flexing certain things, and you're talking to people who are also flexing certain creative aspects of their process. I think that's great, and I think not enough people do that, even though this is, of all the time in human history, this is the best time to do something like this.
yeah, thanks so much, man. It means a lot. If I don't do it, I'll explode, and that wouldn't be good. So, and really, what happens is I just talk about ideas to Michelle, and then she gets tired and wants me to go do something else. So,
will you shut up if I design you
yeah.
a podcast logo and just you go into your room with your lights and your computer?
I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So,
what mic you rocking?
This is an SM7, so I bumped up to that SM7B.
Nice.
So pretty good. That was
yeah.
I did that, and I bumped my interface too. Do what?
What's your interface?
I got an Audio Fuse Studio. It's from Arturia, so they design a lot of synths and stuff. So it's actually got like USB hub hookup for like all your different MIDI instruments and stuff. A little overkill for a podcast, but I like it for other stuff. So
that's awesome. Good. Nice.
Yeah.
I was jealous of your little desk boom stand.
Oh, yeah.
I had to I borrowed this mic stand from the enigmatic Nathan Kriebel.
Oh, did you really? Nathan's been on the show. Did you talk to him about that?
I didn't.
Oh,
I forgot to mention, because I was looking and I was like, oh yes, I forgot he was on this. I remember seeing the thumbnail.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we talked
I didn't tell him about it.
We talked about him and leading worship, and does that. That's cool.
I talked to him about Star Wars for like 15 minutes today.
That would be a good topic to have on the show too.
Yes, yes, it would. It would like he would talk for 3 hours about it, and it
He
would
would.
be we would be enraptured the entire time.
Yeah, I'm sure I would learn so much.
I know.
So let's talk a bit about your photography. I think that's uh, why we're here, and we've got examples too. So, however you want to lead us through this, but maybe first we can just kind of talk about um, just the the kind of stuff you do, just with photography. Bryson takes a lot of what I would call amazing and very creative photos, even if it is for wedding things. I think people sometimes, every wedding has a photographer, but I think you definitely set yourself apart from what I would assume most people see as an average wedding photographer. I think you really go all out to try to get some really unique and creative shots. So do you want to go over those, or do you just want to? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, first off, that's extremely kind of you to say. Uh, I could name 50,000 other photographers that I think are um, just next level. So for you to use such kind words means a lot to me. Um, but yeah, I mean, the wedding photography space is like so many digital spaces right now, and it's totally saturated. as
Hmm.
as some would say, it is totally saturated, and people are always going to get married. um but soon you've got more photographers than you do brides and grooms. And so I found that um seeking out the mundane scenes and making something out of them um, makes my clients really happy. Um, and that in turn makes me really happy, and shooting like that. So yeah, I mean, this is a technical podcast. It's called Signal Chain. So if you want to get right into the dirty talk,
We
let's do
can,
it.
we can. I'm always down to. So do you? I'll go on ahead and try to switch over here to. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully nothing explodes.
So context, Caleb asked me to send him a couple of photos um, that I would want to talk about. So I try to pick photos that are like, this is not a bulk of my work is brides and grooms looking nice and looking happy and stuff like that. But I always try and deliver a small handful of things that I would call weird or creative or wacky or something um, that's that's visually interesting, beyond just the bride and groom looking at each other and enjoying each other, which is the most important part. I will never say that the technical stuff overpasses the client looking good. But it does. It's a little salt and pepper when you deliver 800 photos at the end of the day. Um, you want a little spice, a little
Right.
spice. So this one that's pulled up here, um, this is a night photo taken, and the flash is, this is me and my wife. Actually, I was testing some new gear for this. This is me and Rebecca. Um, So I'm gonna actually play this game with you, Caleb, because it'll be kind of fun.
Oh no.
Because I know you've got a camera, right?
I have a camera. Yeah.
Yeah. That's enough. That's enough. Um, so what do you think this photo is kind of? What do you think is making up this photo?
I mean, you've got the backlight there,
Yep.
um, and then honestly, I'm so bad at shooting in the dark. I don't know how I would compose this. That's something that I've struggled with. I mean, I had fun doing the what is the thing where you can draw letters with like a
Yeah,
light
light
or
painting.
yeah, I did some of that with my sister, and that was pretty fun. But
Yeah.
it took us a long time to calibrate that camera to get it to look the way I wanted it to look. So my guess is you got to capture a lot of light. So long shutter speed.
So
Uh,
this is actually a flash behind us. So it's really not that long of a shutter speed.
oh, okay,
It's not. It is shorter than what you used for light painting, but it's
okay.
longer than what you would use in a normal flash portrait. Um, but the flash is behind us, probably about forehead level. Uh, and then this is actually a double exposure that's all in camera. Um, and so I never, one of the things that I kind of always force myself to do is I never want to use Photoshop to create creative effects. I always kind of
Mm,
want to do it in camera. Um, which I mean, doing it in camera, you're still, I guess it's all kind of Photoshop. If you're doing anything with the photo in camera, you're altering it more than just the original photo. But what you
Yeah.
do is you take a photo and then you take another photo and you stack them together in the camera. So there's nothing going on in the computer. It's all you take a photo, you set up another shot, and then you stack them in the camera, which is really just a layering in the actual software of the camera. It's nothing like, you're not like adding these
Yeah.
dots or anything like that. So what this is a flash behind us, and then there's a lens called a tilt shift lens, which allows you to change the plane of focus of the camera. So instead of the the instead of your eyes being in focus and everything behind you being out of focus, instead you can almost slice the focus down the middle of the photo
Gotcha. So
instead of
that's why there's all these like small particles going on like
yeah.
in the middle. Okay.
Yep. And
I
then
was wondering.
as you get farther out, they're out of focus. And what this
Gotcha.
is actually the Milky Way.
Okay.
Those dots are stars.
That's awesome.
And then so it's a tilt shift star photo layered over a backlit flash bit.
Oh my gosh. All right. This is going to be awesome.
So that's the side. That's kind of like how this whole thing breaks down.
Gotcha.
And yeah, simple as that.
That's not simple, but thanks for breaking that down. I'm excited
Well,
for
it's
the
like
rest of these because this is stuff that I like don't know. Like I don't know. Like
cool.
I know enough to like change the ISO and the f-stop and the shutter speed or whatever, but like I didn't know about a tilt shift lens and things like that.
Yeah. So
But
there's a bunch of
this is
stuff
awesome.
going on here, but it's nothing like it's not like magic. It's just like small building blocks that make the photo 5% different. Then
Right.
when you stack them all together, it's suddenly 50% different than anything you've seen before. Even though I am not saying I'm making stuff that has totally never been done before. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's my goal, even though
No,
it's rarely achieved.
this one is awesome. 10 out of 10, Bryson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to rate all of
Uh,
these. They're all going to be
Venmo
very
me,
high.
Venmo me the amount of stars that you think this photo should receive.
Right. All right, we can go on to the next one. You know,
Yes, please do.
pick this
Tired
up.
of seeing my beard. The only reason the beard is there is because there's a double chin. Um, this is another multiple exposure. But what you can see here is the big blurry parts are actually the thinner blurry parts in the back of the photo. I'm pointing at the screen as if that matters, but it doesn't. But you can see the string of lights at the top of the photo.
Yeah,
Those are actually what's being blurred in the main portion of the photo. And again, it's just another
gotcha.
backlit thing. Steven's back there holding this light that I'm actually using to light myself right now. We just took this photo right before their send off. I always
Mhm.
ask my clients, hey, you want to come out and take a night portrait really quick? I think you'll really like it. And it always ends up being something really, really fun.
That's awesome. So I'm guessing how many shots does it take you to like get the exposure right on a night shot like this? Are you so used to doing night shots that I'm guessing you get it pretty quick? You kind of know at this point, probably.
Yeah, I mean, with current cameras, you're basically working with night vision, so you can kind of see what the photo or
Mm.
what one layer of your photo is going to look like. You're never really going to be sure what the multiple exposure final layered photo is going to look like
Right.
um, until you actually do that layering step in camera. But I was able to see what the portrait would look like, and I was able to see what the blurred out portion of it would look like, and then
Mm.
stacking those was pretty simple.
That's so awesome. I don't know if my camera has that feature. Do I need a better camera? This-
What kind of camera do you have?
I have
Remind
a
me.
I have a Canon 70D.
Your 70D should do it.
Really? Okay. I
Yeah, I
didn't
think
know.
it should. Typically in my brain, the cameras with the the plastic, the LED top screen,
Uh-huh.
they typically have the feature sets of or at least most of the feature sets of a lot of the pro cameras. I bet you've got it on yours.
Gotcha. I'll have to check it out. I
Here's a
know.
secret to making double exposures.
Here it is.
Ready?
I'm
It's
ready.
I mean the simple way to do it is you just put a light behind them and then shoot put a light behind them, and that's your first photo. And your second photo is whatever you want, as long as there is a dark spot where your subject was in the first photo.
Gotcha. Makes
Right?
sense. That
Yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you're
this
just
is so
layering light
sick.
and dark.
All right, I'm gonna have to try and do some of these. This one gets a 9.98 out of 10.
Oh wow.
It's very close
Okay.
to the other one. Very
I might tell you to
close.
skip some because I think I did a bunch of double exposures, so it
Okay.
might not be.
Well, we've got time, so
Okay, cool.
on to this one. This one's also double exposure.
Yeah, same
Same
type
kind
of
of thing.
deal. Backlit, brick wall.
So instead of really
Next.
lighting them, you're lighting the brick wall.
Yeah, this one the flash was behind them.
Hmm.
Uh, I like double exposures because you're taking another element of their wedding day. It's like these lights were the lights at their reception, and the silhouette photo was taken at a bar. They were just getting drinks, and I told them to stand in front of this brick wall. And so it's like I'm able to bring in an element from the bar that they had a drink at after the ceremony and before the reception, and then able to bring in the lights that they had at their reception into one photo. So it's kind of whether the client picks up on that or not, it is kind of like a fun little juxtaposition, like a little scrapbook.
Yeah.
Little scrapbook.
This is the next one.
So
So you were hanging
this one's
upside down for this one, right?
yeah,
I
I
don't.
had my tail. I had my tail wrapped around the tree branch because I am a monkey.
Right.
This one's simple enough. Like, basically, I like this photo because it feels like they're falling out of the photo. When in reality, if you're watching on a phone and you flip your phone, you realize they're just laying on their backs. Um,
Yeah.
but and you probably realize that super, super quickly. But ultimately, the photo gives me this kind of motion to it. It's just a perspective that you don't often encounter.
So how is the back? Are you actually like the back looks like so blurred, like it is moving. So were you actually moving when you? No, you
Those are
do
just
that.
leaves. Those are just leaves back there.
Really? Why
Um,
do they look so
yeah.
cool? How do you get everything to look so cool?
Why do they look so cool? I don't
Yeah.
know. The there's a lot of stuff in post that you play with, especially in black and white, because even though it's black and white, you can still adjust the luminance just like you could in a film darkroom. You can
Mm,
adjust the luminance of different colors, and so in the black and white, those oranges and those yellows and reds and the leaves, they bring they get this whole other um feeling than you would if it was just colors back there, like the texture and the depth of the blacks and the whites is
mm,
totally changed.
that's pretty
So
cool.
it's leaves back there, but if it was color you could tell those were leaves.
Gotcha. That's. I was wondering because that's very different. I've never thought about that. Like you could take different colors and then shift them in that way. All right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this one gets an 11 out of 10 because I was
Oh wow,
blown out by what the leaves were doing.
that's pretty amazing.
That's
you're
pretty.
being you're being very gracious with these numbers. I fear that I will soon be chopped off at the knees.
No,
I'm
there's
riding
no way.
high now.
Now we got this one. This is cool. The Phantom.
Yeah, so this one's the Phantom Boy. Um
Wait.
this is since this is a technical, would you call this a technical podcast?
Yeah, I mean, technically, it is a technical podcast.
Well, this is in a lot of in some of the newer cameras, there's this thing called in-body image stabilization where the camera sensor is actually floating and is able to move around to stabilize your hand, which allows you to take photos at a really low shutter speed, and you can add blur where you want.
Mm,
um, Whereas you don't have to use like a tripod or anything like that to stabilize the camera. um, so here she's staying as still as possible and he's just moving, but this is all handheld, because of the in-body image stabilization that is present in so many current cameras.
it's cool. And so, like, when you take a shot like this and then you throw it into post, how much are you doing in post? Because I know you said you like to create a lot of effects physically, but then you're still doing like color correction, changing things like you said with the leaves, or at least altering stuff like that when it's black and white. So like here, I don't know, it all looks so good. Like every like 'cause it's kind of darker, right? But then the lines I feel like really pop from the brick or the wood in the brick or whatever, and
Yeah.
the colors look great.
Well, in post, like, yeah, like none of the effects or reflections or whatever
Hmm.
are going to come from post, but what does come it's like the final 20% of your work is the editing. So the final 20%, you're adjusting your things like your tone curve, the presence of whites and blacks in your photo, the depth of shadows or the intensity of highlights. You're taking it from you know it's the same thing with like a raw audio file that that you get in Pro Tools versus what you export to the MP3.
Right,
There's tons of data, maybe quite a bit of latitude in the original file, um, but it's not balanced. It's not really listenable, and so it's the exact same thing as mastering a an entire album.
right.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing with the photo, is just kind of balancing everything out. Um,
So do you throw it? You
making
don't throw all of them individually into Photoshop, right? Or are you doing batch? Because you got so many photos to go through when you do days
Yeah,
like this. Are you doing batches in what's it called?
in
Lightroom? Is that what it
Lightroom.
is? Yeah.
Yeah. So Lightroom is the main tool for anyone that's doing bulk photo editing, because how Lightroom works is it basically acts as um, a catalog of your, and they're actually called catalogs, but it acts as a catalog of your hard drive, and you
Mm,
import certain assets from your hard drive. You make whatever changes to the folder, and when you export, or you make whatever changes to the photo file, and when you export, you're not actually changing the state of the photo every time you close Lightroom. It's just saving what actions it's going to take when it ends up exporting the photo.
gotcha.
So it's totally
Cool.
non-destructive.
That's really good. Because I would mess it up.
I do often. There's a little
Yeah.
reset button there, and you get your life back in
That's the
order.
good thing about like audio in today's world too. Like so much of it you can do non-destructive
Uh
until
huh.
you run out of hard drive space or whatever, and then you gotta print it and then move on or whatever.
print
But
your print your song.
well, when you're doing MIDI, yeah, you print
Oh,
the
actually, yeah, you're right.
yeah, you
Okay.
run out of processing space for creating stuff like that, so then you're printing a lot of lines. But
Are MIDI files, larger than analog recorded files?
uh, it's not the MIDI files themselves. The MIDI files are low data. It's the plugins open to because it's the same kind of thing. Like it's you can constantly change like the synth software to get different sounds or whatever. So the software has to have a lot of that stuff preloaded so that you can change all of it rapidly. Where like
Nice.
you can close out of it and print it, and then it's just the audio file, which ends up being less process takes up less memory right on your computer than having 600 synth sounds opened or whatever.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense.
So we
I'm
can go on
drop this.
to
Sure.
next one. You gave me a lot of them. I was
I
like,
did.
man, you
I didn't know what you wanted.
whatever. I'm gonna have to look at
Uh,
any of. Oh wait, I didn't rate this one.
let's
I
go
didn't
to the
rate
next
this
one.
one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
rate it.
yeah, yeah. This one is probably like a 10.7 out of 10. All right, this one.
10.7 out of 10. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I can give them whatever grade
Yeah,
I
you can
want.
go. You can go. Yeah, I know. This is the freaking Wild West. You can go to the next one. This one's just
Okay.
a hard light portrait. You don't see a lot of photos in hard light. Um,
Hey, it's me.
oh yeah, this one's Caleb. This one was fun because the venue that Caleb got married at was gorgeous, super fun, and they had
That's
this
neat.
awesome neon sign that is in the shape of the cat because the venue's called the Boo Cat Club. So I threw them on some random dark wall, and Caleb's got laser eyes, as you can see here.
Of course.
They actually both have laser eyes. It's like in Avatar, not the Last Airbender, the James Cameron
Oh, the
Avatar,
bad
where
one.
they touch their ponytail tails together and
Right.
they have a moment. That's what Caleb and Michelle are doing, but with their laser eyes.
In the middle of the cat, yes.
In the middle
So
of this cat.
so
But
this
it's a
is
double exposure.
it's the same thing. But you use
Yeah.
this trick a lot, and I think it looks great. Like every time you do it, but I didn't realize. I'm shocked that your camera does that because I need to figure out how to do that with mine because these are so
Oh, I
cool.
bet you can do it. I believe in you.
I'll try to figure it out. Google, YouTube, help me.
Yeah, exactly. What else is there?
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know. Very good.
All
And the
right.
next one.
Rate
Oh wait.
yourself.
Oh
Rate
right.
yourself, Caleb.
This one's 20 out of 10. This one's so good. I'm gonna have to.
Cool.
I I'm opinionated. I'm
Yeah,
biased.
20 out of 10. Yeah, okay, cool. So the only reason I wanted to bring this up is because of how challenging this venue was. There was this is the power line photo, right? I want to make sure I'm
Yeah.
okay. There was nothing around. It's this really cool pavilion next to a park, but when we arrived for the wedding, we came to realize, oh, it's a park. There's like people walking their dogs and kayaking and like just normal recreating out
Everywhere.
here. And so like in the background of the ceremony, like in some of the ceremony photos in the background, I had to edit out like people shirtless on their
Oh
kayak.
my gosh.
It's just like there's a wedding going on. So it's like it's really challenging venue to work with, and there was like no trees. Every single tree, it looked like it had been planted like 5 years ago. So you could see
Interesting.
trees in the bottom right, but that's like the wood line, the ridge line of the park. Like on the other side of that is also just more agricultural stuff.
Gotcha.
So so this is just a really fun, like, so you can see the sun is in what's called a sun star, which is
Mhm.
what you get when you stop your lens all the way up to a small aperture. So when you close the aperture on your lens, or the hole that the lens receives light through, um, the light kind of wraps around. I'm not a physicist, so I'm probably going to go to jail for what I'm about to say. But the light, I'm going to just say this: it bounces off the aperture blades in a more different manner. It
There we
fell
go.
apart there, but basically, you get these really cool stars where the sun is like streaked out in these really long arms, and so that coupled with the power lines, I think made an image that the couple was really really happy with.
Yeah, I think the power lines, you use them in such a neat way. I don't know. Everything, I just think you have a really good vision for this stuff because I would have been like, well, we're out of luck. The kayaker's back there and he doesn't have a shirt on. We're just,
The shirtless kayaker is
yeah.
back there, and he's plucking his chest hair.
We'll leave that in just to show the day to day life that is uninterrupted by what is marriage. I don't know.
It's we're telling a story with the naked kayakers in the background.
Right.
Um,
So
$10 if you can guess the Instagram caption I put on this photo.
it's lit. I don't, no, I don't
Ooh, that would have been better.
know.
I said power couple because it's power.
Oh, that's really good too. All right, this one gets a oops.
It's
Go ahead.
lit, fam.
We'll do a I don't know. I'll do a 9.6
Understandable. See, now
out of
when
10.
you gave me a 20 out of 10 on one, I realize the currency here 9.6 is pretty bad.
Okay. It's so high. I mean, you're talking well above passing. You could go, further in your
That's true.
education.
9 point. You know what they say? 9.6 is get degrees.
Yeah, that's what I say. This one's pretty cool.
This one always seems to get like random likes trickling in on my account for some reason. Like
It's
if
the
I haven't posted
symmetry.
anything in a while, there's always some random person that goes down into my feed and likes this photo. I really love this photo. It's one of Becca's favorite photos that I've taken, and this couple is amazing. This is the beginning of 2020,
Hmm.
January 2nd of
Pre-COVID,
2020.
good time.
Yes, was that PC? So we got PC
Yeah.
for
ADPC.
pre-COVID. Yeah, exactly. Yep. This is just my phone reflecting
Oh,
this beautiful arbor. with the couple in the middle. Simple as that, but the symmetry works. I'm just holding my phone. Oh, my phone is the stream. My stream.
Oh,
So
right.
this phone. Just holding my phone in front of the lens like this, and just reflecting.
It looks so cool. It works so well.
So you can see my little face reflecting in my play phone. So it kind of works. But anyways, yeah. Just so I do a lot of I have a whole bag of tricks in my camera bag. My phone being one of them. I've got a science class prism,
Hmm.
the little triangle. I've got some metal rings that I shoot through sometimes for effects, and other glass things, and uh, just stuff that, like, if it's raining and you need to take a photo in the bathroom because it's pouring outside, and in the bathroom is the cleanest, most normal room in the venue, which has happened before, you're gonna want to take some things that make it unique, and take them out of the bathroom and into a different space when you do look at the photo.
Yeah, this one's so. I don't know. I'm shocked that it is just your phone because it looks like it flows together so seamlessly. So, did you merge the? I guess you didn't merge. I don't
No, this is just a single photo, just one
really.
camera, one click with my phone,
I'm just so
reflecting the front.
surprised at how well like they flow together. Like at the bottom, like right here with like the
Trust me,
pant legs
I
and the
never I never
dress.
get it that good the first time.
That was so good.
This one was a lucky one, and it was a lot of fun, um,
Yeah, I was gonna
to
say,
uh,
how
to
many
see.
bad photos have you ever taken?
90% of them. 90. I would say 95% of them. I'll take 7,000 photos on a wedding day easily,
Oh my
and deliver
gosh.
800. Not that all the other ones are bad, um, but you just shoot a lot. You have the luxury these days of being able to shoot so much, and so you might as well, so
Right.
that you can capture the very best little moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, 90% of the photos I take, I would say, are bad.
I actually thought of a funny, you might think this is funny, but I thought of like a comedy skit of like it's not going to be as good. Like, don't expect this to be funny, but I
Is
just
this an
thought the
actual comedy
idea,
skit, or is
no,
this
I
your
thought the
brain?
idea would be cool. Talk just like ragging on like event photographers just being really loud or in really, because like we looked over, we were like at, I think it was like a church or something, and I like looked over during like a worship set, and there's like a dude like on his knees on the ground, like not in worship, but just like taking photos, and like I just thought it would be really funny, like if there was like some comedic skit of like these guys are just hanging off the walls or whatever, taking photos like Spider-Man, like, and then you
Dude,
just,
yes.
and then the whole
Like,
time you're listening to something and you just hear, them just firing off, yeah,
like rappelling down from like the balcony,
right,
for
something like
sure.
that. I thought
That's
that would be
like, I
funny.
you make a joke, but I'm guarantee you that's happened before.
Yeah, and the good thing is now, I mean, cameras are actually getting so good that like they're getting like really quiet with their shutters and stuff, and so it's not any longer the thing going on where it sounds like they're firing a machine gun in the corner. But
So, fun fact, at your wedding, I went behind the stage and got a couple shots of you guys,
mm,
like doing communion and stuff.
yeah,
And I was on silent shutter, or electronic shutter, which means that uh, there was literally no click. It's totally silent when taking a photo.
dang.
It's basically taking like a screen cap of what's on the sensor,
Oh, gotcha.
as opposed to like the shutter going click click.
That's pretty
It's just,
cool though.
yeah, it's just writing whatever
Does
was
it
on the sensor at
does
that
it
moment.
so is it slower to process like, or does it shoot
Yeah.
as fast? Okay.
Like
Okay.
the frames per second does drop a little bit.
Gotcha. It's all about that FPS.
Some
Frames per
cameras it's a
second.
lot faster though. Oop.
So we can move on to the next. This one is very. I do like this one. This one's like a. I've got me questioning my system. You're like reviewing my rating
Wait.
system.
Oh, are you still on the reflecting? Are you trying to rate this one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This one's
Oh,
probably.
okay, okay,
This
okay.
was probably like a 12.4 out of 10.
Ooh, okay, okay. It's better than my 9.68 that
Okay.
just destroyed me.
Right. All right. We'll move on to the next one. It's an egg. No, I'm just kidding.
So this is another double exposure, another silhouette, but this one's kind of fun because the big sphere that you see them kind of hanging out in
Yeah.
is the LED light on my phone. Basically, it's just shoved up against the front of my camera.
Oh, okay. So you took that shot of just your light and then threw them over top of it. So instead of having a dark space, it's a light beam.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, it kind of does look like a force field. And if you think too much about it, you're like, why are they in a bubble? And like you said, it's like, why are they in an egg?
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool looking effect. It's probably not one that you're gonna hang on your wall, but it's a neat little photo.
I think it's
And
so
I'm
cool.
here, Caleb. You should hang this on your wall. You don't even know these people.
Right. I still haven't even hung up many of them from ours. I love the even sent us our metal frame and it's just sitting on our fireplace counter or so it's like up, but it's not. I still haven't like hung everything up. Do that.
It's not affixed.
Yeah, it's not. Well, I don't feel quite affixed. I'm ready to get out of here and move later this summer, but
Are you
anyway.
guys are you guys in the apartment that Michelle was in?
No, we're in one that we had signed together prior to after. Yeah, there was like a lot of jumping around to apartments with friends, and then we snagged this one. It's pretty nice. It's
Yeah.
2 bedroom, 2 bath. We have a fireplace, so it's good. It's just feeling cramped because I take an entire room for all of my instruments and like tech stuff and whatever, and I fill it to the
Yeah.
brim. And then Michelle's like, "I don't have anywhere to do anything," and I'm like, so anyway, we just got her a desk set up in the bedroom, so now she's got a real workspace, which is great. Since she's been working from home
Good.
for months now, but she was in the living room. I can do dishes while she works. Great now.
You really do when you're working from home, like in her situation, you really do want a space. Having
Yeah.
a space is very valuable. So I understand that. But dude, like that's the biggest thing I had to get over when we got married was like just how much stuff two people can get without
Yeah.
realizing it.
I truly am the one with the most stuff here, but
The
it's
most
okay.
gear.
Yeah, it's a lot of gear. I own like, a piano, 2 guitars, 2 banjos, 2 drum sets. A lot of
And a chicken.
stuff. Not yet, but
It's just not yet.
someday I
Not
have to. I own a banjo, so I have to. Gotta get
you
some
do.
animals
It comes
and
with the I'm
yeah,
surprised it didn't come with it. Typically they're shipping the chicken and the banjo together now.
yeah. There was just something about going to college and having a chicken. I don't think it would work out.
You're probably right.
This is
That's
my
fair.
chicken. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Dude, honestly, if you had a chicken in your dorm room, sure, you'd have issues with some people. But most people would be like, he's got a chicken.
Yeah, but I can
And that's
pay. I can
awesome.
pay off whoever's not interested in it with eggs. It's
Yeah, the
very
ultimate
easy.
currency.
Yeah, the ultimate.
Okay, when the world goes into the apocalypse, whenever that's going to happen, whether it's nuclear or disease or whatever,
Yeah.
what item do you think is going to be currency? Because in a lot of video games, there's like
the
bottle caps
bottle
and
caps. Yeah,
Fallout. Actually, that's just
that's
Fallout, really.
exactly what I was thinking. Um,
But like, what item is actually going to be currency? Is it going to be like
I
I
don't
don't even
know.
know. Bottle caps they make a lot of sense.
I don't know, man. I think it's just gonna be a struggle for food because depending on the degree of disaster, if it's an EMP, it pulls like anything that's not in a Faraday cage. It pulls all the what is it called? Electrons out of the electronics. So technically, like your electronic powered John Deere would no longer work, or like because now they all use circuit boards to start and everything. So
Right.
I don't know.
So it will be an egg-based economy, you're
It
saying.
probably sweet potatoes. That'd be a really good one.
So it's going to be the most nutritionally dense foods. So like the sweet potato, the humble tuber,
Yeah, right.
the chicken egg, And probably peanuts.
You'll yeah, probably nuts. Anything that is very very seasonal would be very hard to get. Would probably be pretty good.
Like, yep, like the orange. We're all gonna die of
Orange.
scurvy.
I actually, here's my bet is that with no one to take care of Florida and Georgia, the whole place is just going to be overrun with oranges. So I don't think that's an issue.
So, in your world, oranges are an invasive species that,
Sure.
if not properly managed, will literally take over the whole the whole
Probably.
Florida and Georgia
Hey
area.
man, we don't know how these things react to radioactivity. I have no idea. But
We don't. We should be scared of oranges because we do not fully understand them.
we don't. We need that vitamin C though. All right,
We
we
do.
can
We do. I gotta fight off that scurvy.
right. Hey, we can probably go on to the next one, and we can move on from the nuclear explosion that's
Yeah.
happening around these two. And this
The
one,
egg.
the egg.
This is just a nice shot. I don't think there's technically much to say. It's just a fun composition type of stuff that, like, they're not looking at, the bride and groom aren't necessarily looking at each other, but I still think it's a there's beautiful light and there's nice balance to the composition. Colors are nice. Just showing something a little bit less conventional of a pose. But not a lot technically to break down in this photo.
Yeah, no, but I think this represents like really well. Like, I think you just have a good vision to know like I would think this wouldn't be like a great place to take a photo, and then you're like, oh yeah, this will be great, and then like take the.
Well,
That's why
thank
you're the
you.
photographer. I'm the audio guy that does podcasts sometimes.
The audio guy.
Yeah,
You do the live stream at the wedding, and I'll do the photos.
right. I did that for
Which you
mine.
did the live
I
stream at your
did.
own
I
wedding.
did. Yeah. It's okay. It wasn't in focus really because the camera was set up last minute, but the audio was good. That's all we needed.
The audio, that's all you need.
Yeah.
If you had to watch a wedding ceremony and you could only either consume the video or consume the audio, you'd want to consume the audio.
Yeah, I mean we did because we liked our. It depends on how good the preacher does with the sermon, but
That's true. Dude,
the,
I've heard some wacky preachers.
I
Like,
feel like I have too. I don't want to comment on
the stuff that,
which
like,
ones, but
especially the people that they don't commonly officiate. It's like a buddy,
oh yeah,
and they don't realize that they need to draw a line between talking with their buddy and talking to a group of people at a wedding.
right.
And they're like making inappropriate jokes and like weird, like, sexual jokes that uh it's not just because it's not because the audience is prudish, they're just weird.
That's really
You're
odd.
like, what's going on, man? What are you doing? What are you doing out there, guy?
I kind of pressed into our, which the guy who did ours, we know him and he's a great friend. But I was kind of like, hey, I'd really kind of like to know like what you're gonna talk about before you.
just like
I was like, I
just
just
like
want to kind of know a little bit.
please.
Yeah, because I don't want him getting up there and being like, now when we look to this passage of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, we can really see that this
Dude,
represents.
oh my goodness. The best the best um I guess I guess it was technically the intro, but the best intro to a wedding ceremony that I've ever heard. The groom wanted the pastor to read a Bible verse, and so the pastor was like, the officiant was like, all right, Coleman and Heather wanted me to read this verse for you guys before the ceremony, just to kind of set the mood. And he started reading the verse in the Bible where a bunch of children call Elijah bald,
And then
and he summons
the
he summons the
animals.
bears to slaughter them.
Oh my gosh.
And he read that. The officiant read that in front of everyone, and I was rolling on the ground. Not actually, but I was so close, like I could not keep balance. All the photos,
Oh
I'm
my
sure,
god.
were blurry from that moment. I was just in hysterics, laughing, and everyone was laughing. But that's like the best beginning of a ceremony that I've ever heard.
I'd be trying to
Ever
protect my kid at that point. Like,
the she bears are coming
I
at
have no
during the
idea.
wedding.
I don't know, man.
Just make sure your child never calls an old man Baldy, and you should be
Right.
fine.
Might be difficult.
So this photo up here, this is hard light, and the effect at the top is a prism. So it's not my phone.
Hmm.
The prism is actually catching the sun coming from the left, which is why you see that that bend in the light. And then that blue is just the sky. It's just the sky blue. So it offered this nice frame, this kind of semicircle. It almost looks like a planet,
Yeah, it looks really cool.
kind of framing them in. This is like perpetually one of my favorite photos that I've taken. And just look at that beard.
Yeah, that is a
Are you
great
kidding me right
beard.
now?
Yeah.
This is Derek and Lindsay. They're a really cool couple. I had a blast shooting them. But anyways, this is so that's a prism.
That is very interesting. I so again, why does it bend like that? Because I would think a prism is like a little triangle, right? Or is it just the way the light is
Yeah.
going across the lens? Is that what it
I'm not a
does?
physicist, but the way I'm sure the angle of the sun and the rotation of the prism in front of the camera lens, because like if my fist is the circle of the camera lens, like I'm holding the prism
Right.
perpendicular like this, and you're twisting it, and then when you get the frame that you want, you obviously snap your photo. So there's a billion different ways that a photo could come out when you add that prism to it, because it brings on this element that
That's so cool.
absorbs light and refracts it into the lens, and it there's it's like impossible to take the same photo again, just because it's there's so many factors going on when you add in that prism. So that's what's really attractive shooting like that.
Man, so how many weddings have you done now? Do you know? Like, or tally?
um my first couple years I was still in school, so I didn't shoot much. So I've really been shooting regularly since 2018.
That's 3 years
um
now.
yeah, and so in 3 years I've probably shot about 35 weddings.
Wow.
uh Next year, no, probably closer to 40. um and this next year will be probably be up to 55 or 60 in 2021.
Dang, you need to do something for 50. Keep track. Every time you hit one, like, be like, all right, this is B dubs after the wedding or whatever. I don't know, something.
I shot a bunch of B dubs after the 50th wedding.
I don't know.
That's funny. I like that's where you. No, I love that. I love that. That's where you went. Is the big celebration is going to Buffalo Wild Wings and
Hey, man.
slamming some boneless wings.
You do as many as you've done, right? So you do 50, 100, you do 100. No, I'm just
You eat
kidding.
50 wings, one wing for every wedding.
Right.
I don't know if I'd make it out alive.
It's like the what is it? Wendy's right now is doing like 50 for $10 or something. Something crazy. They had some kind of insane deal. Michelle was like, "Do you want to do that?" And I was like, "No."
At that point, when you buy 50 of anything like that, like 50 of any food item,
Yeah.
specifically chicken nuggets, you're grocery shopping.
Right.
You have gone from cooking or consuming a meal to grocery shopping.
I remember in high school I was edgy. They were forcing us to watch what was that what was the show? The McDonald's show.
Supersize me?
Yeah, Super Size Me. And I was supposed to watch it at home and I went and got a 50-piece nugget and watched Super Size Me while I was eating it.
You thought it sounded like a challenge, not a cautionary tale.
Yeah, I thought I was cool.
Yeah, I mean, you are.
Thanks,
Don't get
man.
it twisted. You are.
I don't think that's why, but yeah.
No, you are cool solely for your ability to slam 50
Man, you
nuggets
slammed so many nuggets while watching.
in the face of opposition.
Yeah. Well, this guy's telling me not to.
The ultimate showdown. Yeah. I remember watching that documentary in high school. It didn't work. I
Everybody
still love
did.
McDonald's.
Still do too sometimes. It's like
You know what slaps from McDonald's, aside from many things?
let me know.
The breakfast burritos.
I dude, their breakfast is pretty good. I personally though, I like the breakfast from Burger King. I won't go to Burger King for anything else, but they have like those croissant sandwiches. I don't know
Oh
what it
yeah,
is, but there's oh my gosh, it's so good.
croissant. White Castle has their breakfast sandwich is like a fresh cracked egg on it, which I
Oh,
think McDonald's can probably claim that theirs is fresh cracked too, but it doesn't hit the same.
right.
Everything else from White Castle is
I was
pure
gonna
butt
say
trash
you go to
garbage.
White Castle. Is that the only reason they're alive? Is because Bryson goes for the breakfast?
Unfortunately, in where I'm located, there's not a White Castle to be seen. Probably for the better.
Yeah, that's good.
I would be in a different place
All right,
if
here
I regularly ate that.
we've got another Spider-Man photo.
Okay, this one, this one I included. This one's for you, Caleb. So guess how this photo was taken.
uh, is this actually using some type of mirror? I don't know. Like if you're using physical effects, I don't think I would know.
So this is a double exposure. And what you do is you take. Got to remember to be in front of my mic. I'm going all over the place. So this is your camera lens, right?
Yeah.
Um. So I have the subject stand, where they're standing, right? So she's standing there
Right.
in the bottom right. And this is the camera lens, and she's like over on this end of the photo, right? The bottom end.
Mm-hmm.
You cover the other side of the camera lens and take your photo. Then what you do is you rotate your camera upside down and you cover that end and take your photo. And what happens is
Interesting.
when you stack it, it's an additive stack, which means it's stacking light on dark. And so your photo is going to be merged in one continuous fashion, but you've got something like this, which would be normally just impossible to take.
Right, and it makes it symmetrical in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause
And it
it's the
blends in
same.
the middle, right? You can't really look at the brick and see something that's off.
That's what I was like.
Um,
How'd you do this? I was like, I have
but
no
yeah, so it's a
idea.
double exposure, but I'm covering half of the camera lens with like my wallet or something.
So when you rotate it, how did you get it lined up so well? Like, I guess you just know exactly where you're looking at to frame it. Because, like, I'm thinking when you black it out, like, are you covering a specific part of the brick or?
When I black it out, I'm just covering half of the lens. So like I'm choosing like a point in the camera's viewfinder
Oh, okay, okay.
to push the black square up to, and then when I flip the camera, that same point right in the middle of the frame is where I push the black thing into the middle of the frame again,
Man,
so
you're
that
so
when
good
you
at
do
this.
merge the photos, it's like symmetrical.
This is so cool. This one gets
So that's the little
13 out of
trick.
10.
Oh, sweet baby.
It's so cool.
I'm
I
feeling
think the
good.
rotating thing is so neat.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So how many more do we have here? Do we?
I don't know. We can blaze through the rest. I feel like we've been
Yep,
just talking about photo by
this one's
photo.
cool symmetrically.
Okay, I want to talk about this one a little bit.
Okay.
So it's another double exposure. Everything I'm showing you here is double exposures. But the lights here, it's a blurred out long exposure that's reflected on the bottom. So these are the lights that were at their venue. And so you can see it's like peaked. So like there were lights along the ceiling. And so I took a photo of that, threw the camera out of focus, opened the shutter speed, and so it was a long photo, and put
Hmm.
my phone at the bottom of the camera. So it's this dragged. These lights are dragged out, and they're out of focus, and they're reflected. I just thought it was a lot of fun, and this was a lot of fun to take. So
Yeah, it looks cool.
that's it. Yeah, we can keep going.
Okay. Got this one.
He's just in front of a window. Next,
Okay.
I sent you over a ton,
I was
not
like, it's
realizing
pretty
that
cool.
like.
I think that's the last one. I think we went through all the others.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah. So we can transition to the other segment. We went through this pretty quick. I know we were running a bit behind, but now we've already gone, what, almost an hour? 55 minutes?
Almost. It hasn't felt like it.
I know. It
It's been
goes so
fun.
fast. Um, but yeah, so this next segment, usually I try to do something a little fun for everybody that comes on. Before it's been, I know I was mentioning instruments earlier, but I had my friend on that's a composer, and I was doing trivia with him of instruments, and he had to guess like where they originated from. Of course, he didn't get a lot of them. We learned a lot. He actually knew a
Perfect.
few though. He was like, "I remember this from class or whatever." Um, but usually I try to do something fun like that. Or I've had Ricky on before to talk about his music, and he talked about like top 10 plugins kind of things. So usually I try to just break it up because this can feel like a lot talking, and really kind of going back and forth. But this is supposed to be like a more fun last half hour kind of segment. So what I've done is I've pulled up photos of let's see if this will work here. Can't have you read it. Boop.
Do I need to close my eyes?
No, don't close your eyes.
Oh, okay.
I've pulled up I don't think you're gonna fit perfectly. Photos of national parks. There should be a bunch of them, and you're gonna try and name the national park. I'll be honest, there's some of them. There's so many national parks I didn't know like
Right.
some of these even existed. But I figure we can at least learn of some cool new ones and then recap a lot of them. So I'm sure some of these will be pretty easy because some of them I know you've been to. So,
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'm gonna pull you up on my big screen so I can see these photos.
oh, let me see if I can make it bigger.
Well, I was on my phone. I wasn't doing you any justice.
Oh, here we go. I can zoom in on this to make it a little bigger on my end, but
Okay, I gotta watch an ad. Gotta pay the Pied Piper.
yeah, I get
Or I
like
gotta
point
pay the Piper.
I get 0.1 cents or 0.01 cents.
Hey man, it adds up.
I'm sure it does. In 100
Oh, here
years,
we
I might.
go. Here we go. This is probably Arches.
Yep. So this
Arches
is
National Park. Steven and I went there in 2018. It was one of my favorite trips to date, and he and I have been on 4 of them so far.
maybe we'll
So,
have you and Steven on to talk about some photos from your parks because we didn't even get to any of that. We were just talking about the wedding
oh,
stuff, but
I love that man. I would love to have him on.
yeah, I haven't had him on yet, so I got to find some way to get everybody on. That's my goal. Have
I
all my
know,
friends
big old
on.
group podcast.
um, but yeah, this is Arches. Pretty easy. Some of these, I'm. It might be easier than I assume. But
We'll see.
grab all of them. Just one. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Got this. I think this is number 2. Arrow. Yep. This is number 2.
Okay,
See if you
stream is
can
loading.
guess
Give
it.
it a second. Is this Badlands?
This is in fact Badlands. Yeah, I hadn't
Okay,
seen very
cool.
many pictures of the Badlands, so I wasn't quite sure. But you're pretty experienced. Everybody knows Hiker
Well, because we
Bryson.
went there this year, right?
Was that this year? In the
Yeah.
past year? Nice.
Yep.
So is this your photo that I pulled off of Google?
Yes. My search engine optimization is that good now.
All right, here's an interesting one. This one's
See,
pretty.
I'm not good at the tropical ones. Is this American Samoa National Park?
No,
Oh,
this is actually located in Florida. It's those are.
is it? It's not Everglades, is it?
It's not. It's got a different name, but those are mangroves, and there's like a whole coral reef. I learned a little bit. I've been learning this stuff while I was googling it earlier today. But this is actually called. I don't know if I can say it. Biscayne, Biscayne. I don't know. National Park.
Biscotti.
Sure. But it just
It's
consists of like
Italian.
I think a lot of it you probably wouldn't go there because it seems like a lot of it is like scuba diving to like reefs and stuff. But they have like these mangroves for what are they called? The sea cows.
Oh, Biscayne.
Biscayne.
I
How
think
you
it's
say it?
called Biscayne. Yeah,
Biscayne.
probably Biscayne. Biscayne.
Biscayne. Yeah. Don't go googling on all of them now. You can't. We're not
No,
done with
I
the
only
quiz.
googled the name of that one.
Okay.
I had to know.
So what's your score? You got to get your score.
Two
Two
out
out
of
of
three.
three. Yeah. Here's the next one.
Is this Mammoth Cave?
It's not. That's a good guess, though. I'll give you another guess. Get a couple.
Oh no, Steven would literally cream my butt in this game.
Well, that's why I didn't
Um,
do it with Steven. I know
yeah,
enough
yeah,
to know not to.
yeah. I after all of my 13 out of 10s that you've put into this economy, you've inflated the rating economy. I need to be brought back down. Man, I don't know. What is this
It's
one?
pretty popular.
Did I go here? No, I don't know.
Think
What
of
is it, Caleb?
think of another cave.
Mammoth Cave, Wind Cave National Park?
I think this one's located in New Mexico.
Oh, in New Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Batman's Lair.
This is
The
Carlsbad.
Carlsbad
Carlsbad
Caverns.
Caverns. Yep.
Yeah.
This is
Dang
a
it.
this is an interesting shot of it. There were some others that I think may have given it away a little bit more if you knew the entrance, because the entrance is very prominent. But
Yeah, dude,
uh,
this is awesome. Look at that photo. Look at that light coming from the side.
I don't know what they were doing down there, but
Have you
a
they're
lot going on.
definitely mining kryptonite.
Something like that.
Have you been to some sort of cave like this? Any type of cave that you can walk through?
Uh, I haven't. I know my dad went to this cavern, but I have yet to go to like an actual. I haven't even been to the ones in Missouri or anything. So
Yeah.
I'd like to someday, but this is definitely one on the list.
Nice.
Go on to
All right.
this one.
I'm ready to get the next one wrong.
This one's interesting too.
Oh, is this Crater Lake?
Yeah, there you go. See, you know your
Oh
stuff.
gosh.
That was
Oh my
good.
gosh. Okay, what's that? 3 out of 5?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I thought this one was cool. I didn't know a lot about craters, so again, I learned a little bit looking it up. They
Did
were
you
like, "This
how
is a
deep is it?
volcano." I don't know. I guess it goes down to the center of the earth. I'm not sure.
Oh, I guess that's pretty deep. I don't
That
know
is
if the
pretty.
I don't know if the water goes all the way down there, but
That it was a volcano.
yeah, I mean volcanoes go all the way down, man.
That's why I said.
That's what I
Keep
said. Are you not
diving
listening?
down. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It's on top of the mountain. You knew that pretty well, though. What's the others?
How many are there just so I can kind of gauge how terrible I
I
am?
think there's like 10 to 12.
Okay.
I was just like grabbing them wicked fast. I like that I named all of them so I know what it is and I can see it in the top left, but I've cropped it out so you can't.
Okay, perfect.
Such excellent
Um
production.
so this is a super compressed photo. Could you give me a hint? Like what state is it in?
I feel like that gives it away.
Does it give it away? Oh,
Kinda.
okay. Hmm.
It's in the United. They're all in the United States. So
Yes.
this is not
Okay, that's good to
Canada.
know. How about this? Lower 48?
Uh,
Is this in the lower 48?
no,
Okay, so is this Gates of the Arctic?
nope. That was a
Ugh.
good guess though. I actually skipped over Gates.
Um, what are my Alaskan?
Yeah, you gotta. It's Alaska. I felt like that would give it away, but
There's so many national parks in Alaska.
true.
Um,
That's the
okay,
thing.
what's this one?
This one is Denali National Park.
Denali. Oh,
Actually,
duh.
the
Oh
national
my
park for
goodness.
Denali. Yeah.
3 out of 6. That one hit hard,
I was
Bryson.
wondering if the moose would give it. I tried to put the mountain in the background. There were so many shots of like Denali, just like you know, huge monstrous shots of it, but
Yeah,
tried to
the
make it a
moose
little
threw me
tricky.
off because because is that the mountain? Is that Denali on the right?
Uh, I don't actually know. I think it's just the range for Denali. I think this is actually Denali. I think this is taller, right? Draw with the mouse.
I thought Denali was
Yeah.
like a big boy.
All the other photos
Maybe
were
it is.
big boys. This said this was still the national park, so I was trying to throw you a little bit because I felt like if I just gave you shots of mountains, you would have a lot better time guessing. But I don't know.
You're probably right, but you did get me. You got me good. So 3 out of 6. That's fine. Let's keep going. I'm having fun.
Good. This is the fun segment.
Can you zoom in on that?
Tried to zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in
Enhance.
more. Jason Bourne.
This one's a toughie. Pueblo a national park?
No.
Because that looks like a indigenous people's kind of homestead
It
down
is.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out.
I can help you with the state.
It's got to be in Arizona or New Mexico or something.
This is actually in Colorado.
Oh, it's in Colorado?
I believe so.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know, Caleb.
It's okay. I didn't know this.
Which one is this one?
This is Mesa Verde National Park.
Oh my goodness. It's like I have a bunch of national park board games, and so like
oh really?
I have a bunch of names bouncing around in my head, but like I don't like it's so hard for me to connect them to real life. But that's awesome. Look at that.
I know. I thought this was so crazy.
Look at that construction. That's amazing.
I liked this shot a lot because all the other ones had really close up shots of the little village down here, but this one like you can see the whole like mountain.
You can see why it's called Mesa Verde. I mean, green table. What else is there to
right?
What else is there to love? What's not to love, rather?
Oh, how many?
Okay.
Is that the last one?
3 out of 7.
Oh no. Here we go.
Am I at 3 out of 7, Caleb?
Yeah, you are. I think so. That's okay. I picked some tricky ones because I felt like I didn't know how much you knew, so I was trying to gauge.
Yeah. Is this Great Smoky Mountain National Park?
This is not.
Oh.
Maybe another guess. That would have been too easy.
The Alpine. Is this Rocky Mountain National Park?
Think California.
Is this Yosemite?
No.
Oh. Is this the Redwood? Is this Redwood National Park?
Yeah, this is Redwood.
Okay. I was like, I can't
very
really tell.
tricky with the fog, but I felt
I can't tell how big the trees are.
Any other photo of the redwoods was very obvious. So
yeah, like the ones where you're on the ground.
Yeah, they're like
up at the redwood,
or it's like a car next to the tree, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
like
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. That one counts.
Yeah, you did.
Is that 4 out of 8?
I think so. 50%.
Hey, F's get degrees. Okay, this one's a toughie.
This one is a toughie. Some of these are hard, but I figured we could learn together. So.
Do you see my looking face?
I do. You're squinting pretty hard. Do you need me to enhance even more here? We'll just go all the way.
Enhance. That didn't help.
I know.
I don't know this one. I'm not even gonna try.
This is Shenandoah National Park. I think it's in.
Oh, nice.
Something like that.
That's a beautiful pick.
This is an interesting shot of it because I think it's just like that river valley kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Look at the reflection in that little water pool is amazing.
Yeah, I think this is up on the rock. I don't.
Legitimately, you need to do this with Steven because I bet he would blow me out of the water.
He would crush it. I'd have to do more research for Steve. I can't have people just crush it. Like
you'd have to have those deep
fun
cuts. Cool. That's awesome.
I think
Shenandoah.
Oh, this is the last one. That's it.
Okay. Is this Great Sand Dune?
No.
What?
I think this is New Mexico.
Oh. Well, it's not Tatooine because there's only one.
I know. I thought this was a pretty cool photo, though.
It's a very cool photo. There's one specific national park where the contrast between mountain and sand is prevalent.
Might be
but
it.
I do not know which one it is. And I don't know. I can't think of any in New Mexico that
This
are
is
like that.
called White Sands National Park.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I guess I could have just said the nouns that were in the photo
Yeah,
and
like
gotten it right.
that's what you could have done for Redwood. But I mean, if you knew those were redwoods,
That's
it's hard
true.
to tell. But yeah, I think that's it. So anyway,
Nice.
that was
Well, I was thoroughly creamed and I'm happy about it.
well, but you learn of all these cool places that you can now
I
go
know.
to
I
on all
definitely
your
want to go to Mesa
adventures.
Verde.
Wasn't that a cool one? I thought some of these were really neat. I know you said you
What's that,
already
babe?
been to Badlands.
Yeah, Badlands is a huge recommend from me. It was so much fun, and it's like you get so much freedom in the park. Like you can just pull over and just walk around
That's so awesome.
in a lot of the places. Because where you can't pull over and walk around, it's just it'll just drop off.
Hmm.
So
I think
like the whole
yeah, Mesa Verde is super cool. Denali,
yeah.
Crater. A lot of these are so unique. It's like
I'm a bit
this is all our country.
yeah.
Crazy.
This is I think I promise you I'm not trying to get political. I legitimately think this is one of the main things that makes America great is the our ability is to have so much access to so much public land. I'm not trying to use the "Make America Great" slogan. I just legitimately
Right.
believe this is one of the things that makes America so amazing.
I think it's true. Every
Um,
time we went to I think like me and my dad went to Zion and we camped out in Colorado, and everywhere we went, it was like foreign tourists going to see these national parks
yeah,
more than Americans, and I was like, why doesn't anyone go see these? Like, why is it all
I
of these
know.
foreign people? Like, no one seems to get out. But when you look at all these places, it just seems so incredibly cool. I don't know. Go check out places. I'd like to
It's
go
so
to
funny.
Glacier um, later
Yes,
this year. That's kind of my do list.
we got a dog named after that national park.
Have you been?
Becca has.
Hmm. I would like to put together a trip, but the more I looked at it, the more I was like, there's so much to see, and I was like, oh my gosh, we'd have to like fly. I don't know how we would like take hiking gear. Like, I don't know.
It's
Should be so
definitely a
many.
drive out there. How far is the drive? Do you remember?
I don't know. I estimate. I didn't look
It's
it up
far.
yet. I think it's like five. Like, it's gonna be several days. I mean, at
Yeah.
least to get out there, and then you're talking the amount of time to hike, and it's like, well, this is rated to be one of the most beautiful trails in America, but at the same time, we have to go see a glacier if we go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just so much trying to do. So that's on
Yes,
my
I
bucket
totally get
list.
that. You get that like analysis paralysis. You're like,
Yeah,
there's so many beautiful things, and like I want to see this waterfall and this
yeah.
mountain, but I
Michelle,
can't.
Michelle and I found this old like documentary that was made about it, and it was like, come see the secrets of Glacier National Park. This secret over here. And I was like, these aren't secrets. This is on Amazon Prime.
You're telling us
Yeah,
this.
I'm
How is it
like,
a secret? You've ruined it.
so anyway,
Nice. That was fun. I like that little segment.
yeah, I usually try to do one of those every time. Um, so next time you're on, I'll try to switch it up. I thought of a couple ideas, but I thought that one was, I don't know. I feel like everybody needs a little encouragement to go see beautiful places. Try to take your own photos. Do some of Bryson's tips.
Yeah, follow my YouTube channel, subscribe for more tips and tricks. I don't have a YouTube channel. Um, oh no, I agree, especially this year. Like, if you were never someone to normally go to a national park, like this is a year where you can and should totally do it. Like as long as you're safe, being careful in the visitor center and stuff. The rest of the national park, you could very well not see anyone, and that's very very therapeutic when you get out there.
Yeah, even in some of the smaller ones, I feel like I went to like Buffalo National River in Arkansas, and
Yeah.
hiked around there. And in the wilderness section, we only saw like two other people, like 3 days or something. And
Yep.
I don't know, super cool.
That's awesome. It's crazy that you can be in like, we always think of our world as overpopulated, and it probably is overpopulated, but the fact that you can be standing on top of a mountain and at any one moment be the only people in the entire world in that moment looking at that view, uh that's like so special. And it's so normal. Like it's not a inaccessible or something that other people haven't experienced. It's something that we can all share. Like you can
Yeah.
very easily, very cheaply drive out somewhere that's 6 hours away or whatever, uh, and be the only person seeing that beautiful thing, whatever it is, whether it's a river or a mountain or a gopher, being the only person seeing that in that moment. And I think that's just such a really cool thing in a world of 7 billion people.
Uh, and you got to be one of the few to be on the podcast
In a world
out
of
of 7
7
billion.
billion people, I am the only one to get a 20 out of 10 on
Yeah,
a photo.
it's true. A little biased, but it was a good photo.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't talk about that though.
But yeah, I think we're coming up on the end of the podcast here. So thanks again for doing this. Just what I've been trying to do with COVID again. So
Yeah.
usually for anybody watching, I try to do this every Tuesday and try to find new people to talk to about tech, music, photography, just because that's all kind of stuff I like and am interested in general. So I think talking about it uh, helps to keep conversations going with friends, and just allows other people to kind of hear, uh, what Bryson's doing or what any of these other guys are doing, myself included. Um, and Bryson's out there taking wedding photography photos, things like that. So if anybody's interested in that, check him out. And this will be up on YouTube at some point. But yeah, any last words, Bryson, for the people?
No, I just really appreciate you. It was good to see you. We get to see each other too often these days, but it was good to see you. Good to talk to you. Good to hear what's going on in your life, and I'm honored that you gave me a platform to just nerd out a little bit about things that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Um, and that's just really really special. So thanks so much. It was good to talk to you, man.
Yep. All right. Everybody, we'll talk to you later.